Hey everyone, it's KMD Hailstorm here with the very first episode of my new YouTube series, Geographic History. Hang on a second, that camera's a little bended. And by Geographic History, I meant to say Geographic Geography. I know, I mess up on these things. It's the first episode, so I'm not exactly an expert at this. Today's episode, we will be talking about, in this whole series, we're going to be talking about things such as, like, islands, nations, and we're not just a bunch of other uninhabited things that are going on, uninhabited places, or maybe places that were previously uninhabited, because I'm really good with geography. Today, like the world's most important questions, it's in the same location, and we're going to be using documents. Today's document is about Solander Island. Solander Island is an uninhabited volcanic island south of New Zealand. It's very small and inhospitable, and therefore doesn't support human life. The island has had scant inhabitation, only by people who were marooned or shipwrecked on the island. The longest civilization that ever lasted was between 1808 and 1813, when 5 European sailors were marooned on the island, and literally had to survive there for 5 years. And like I said, no, there were 5 of them, so none of them had to make a volleyball and paint the face and say, "Okay, Wilson, here's where I'm going to get out of here." They had each other to keep company. And anyway, there was more stuff like this that was going on. There's a few other civilizations like this that went on, but that was the longest one before they were rescued. There are no ruins of any permanent civilization, though, and there's not really any huts or tents on the island. The island group is mostly consists of a bunch of rough, rocky islets. The highest point is about, I think, 304 meters, or 1,080 feet above sea level. I'm not really that good with math, so I don't really exactly know meters. I know feet a lot better. But yeah, so the island is of extinct volcanic origins, and heck, the volcanoes have not erupted for thousands of years, since the lava there cooled when the continent started turning and everything. The island climate is kind of like cooler because it's in the southern islands. I think the island of Rukira or Stewart Island, like it's west of that, northwest of that. So the climate is kind of cooler. It's not in the subantarctic New Zealand group, but it is kind of cool. So yeah, the island also is a very important geology base. Well, not really like there's a base for geology there, but you know, there's like a bunch of rocks there that are rumored to be 1 to 2 million years old. One of the rarest volcanic rocks on Earth. So geology is a very important thing on that island. There's also the protection. The island is uninhabited for 2 reasons. One is it is protected as important bird area by BirdLife International. They wanted to protect the area because of rare albatross species that live on there. I guess the birds there are just, very rare, and they don't want people destroying what little vegetation is left for them. It's also inhospitable because of its lack of a lot of plants, and fishing is hard, and landing there is very hard too because it's surrounded by rough rocks, and other than a few straits and rough isles and blasts, there's no really any other bodies of waters like lagoons or anything besides open ocean to get through, so it kind of makes inhabiting the island hard. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not really that much to talk about Solander Island, but overall, it's definitely a very good, geology and animalology place, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty cool, though. I have to admit it's really interesting. It's very little known, though. It's not really a popular island. I didn't even know of its existence until, last year because of Google Earth, but, I know a lot of uninhabited islands because I'm really good with geography. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. I know it's not like the world's most important questions episodes were, because unlike this, we won't be airing it on, a weekly basis, and, well, we still have documents stuff. There isn't a set time either. Just air it every few days or whenever I feel like it. But don't worry, I'll give you guys, at least a day to catch up or something. Well, that wraps up this episode. Next time we'll be doing Bikini Atoll. See you guys till then.